Memorandum Circular number 4-08-88 is the revised rules and regulations governing cable television systems in the Philippines. This memorandum states that cable television systems or community antenna television CATV have shown their ability to offer additional programming and to carry much improved broadcast signals in the remote areas, thereby enriching the lives of the rest of the population through the dissemination of social, economic, educational, information, and cultural programs. The Section 1 is the objective. So, Section 1.1 is the first objective, which is to establish rules and regulations for the authorization, licensing, construction, or installation, operation, and maintenance of a cable television system in the Philippines. 1.2 states that its objective is to establish the technical standards and the requirements for compliance by operators. 1.3 is to provide guidelines for the carriage of television, broadcast signals program, exclusivity, cable casting access channels, and other relative matters, provided that where the system carries another service falling under common carrier operations and the like. The same shall be subjected to the issuance of the Certificate of Public Convenience, or also known as the CPC, upon due notice and hearing. So, Section 2 is for the definitions. There are a lot of terms that was stated, but I only included 4 terms. The most important definitions include the CATV, or it is any facility in whole or in part. It receives directly or indirectly over the air and amplifies or otherwise modifies the signals transmitting program broadcast by one or more television, satellite, or radio stations, and distributes such signal by wire. The other one is the Certificate of Authority, which is needed and it should be granted by the NTC or the National Telecommunications Commission to Executive Order 205 to a qualified applicant to install and operate cable television system. Another one is the television station or the television broadcast stations, which means any television broadcast station authorized to operate on a channel regularly allocated to a community. And lastly is the principal community contour, the signal contour that a television station is required to place over this entire principal community. Section 3 is just the Certificate of Authority, which indicates that there should be no cable television system shall be constructed, installed, and operated and maintained unless a Certificate of Authority has been granted by the National Telecommunications Commission. The Certificate of Authority shall specify the permits and license required to be secured after the issuance of the said authority. Section 4 is the licenses and permits. Any modification of station license shall require the approval of the Commission. An ECE is required. The installation or construction of a cable TV head and station shall be directly supervised by a registered ECE, and no license for operation of the station shall be issued unless a certification by an ECE to the effect that the station was constructed or installed in accordance with the approved specifications and that the construction or installation thereof was under his direct supervision and is submitted and consequently duly verified by the NTC. For Section 5, it is the technical requirements. The plans and the designs of a CATV system that shall be submitted for consideration of the Commission shall be signed and sealed by a duly registered electronics and communication engineer. Section 6 is the carriage of television broadcast signals. The cable TV system operating in a community which is within the grade A or grade B contours of an authorized TV broadcast station or stations must carry the TV signals of these stations. The following are the major television markets which includes Zamboanga, Metro Manila, Naga, Legazpi, Cebu, Bacolod, Iloilo, Davao, and Cagayan de Oro. Section 7 is the operating requirements. Electronics and Communications Engineer or ECE is required. The operation and maintenance of cable TV system or CATV shall be under the effective and direct supervision of a duly registered ECE. Section 8 is the Cable Television Relay Service or also known as the CARS. Fixed or mobile station used for the transmission of television and related audio signals of standard and FM broadcast stations, signals of instructional television fixed stations, and cable casting from the point of reception to a terminal point from which the signals are derived are distributed to the public. Section 9 are the fees needed to be paid, which includes the supervisory fee, which the operators of CATV shall require to pay supervision fee in the amount of 50 centavos for each 100 pesos or fraction thereof of the capital stock subscribed and paid for stock corporation. Also, the permits and license fees are needed to be paid. For the Section 10, these are the violations. Any violation or infraction of the telecommunication law and this circular by any person, corporation, or any entity authorized operator or subscriber shall be cause for suspension, cancellation, or revocation of all authorization for administrative sanction by the Commission. Section 11 is the repealing clause. Any circular or memorandum, rules, and regulations which are in conflict with this circular shall be deemed superseded, amended, or repealed. Section 12, lastly, is the effectivity. This circular shall take effect immediately and may be revised, amended, or repealed as the Commission deems fit. For the case study that happened includes the one that about the GMA 7 and use of Channel 27. This case was published last June 27, 2006, in which the NTC said on a Tuesday Central Cable TV Incorporated or Sky Cable violated rules when it did not carry GMA Network Inc.'s affiliate station QTV-11 on Channel 27. NTC imposed a 200 peso per day fine, which starts on February 6, 2006 for Sky Cable's refusal to honor GMA's request to place its UHF Channel 27 on Sky Cable Channel 27. ABS-CBN News Channel or ANC has occupied Channel 27 in Sky Cable and Home Cable since July last year. Previously, the slot was occupied by foreign news channel CNN. Sky Cable, according to NTC, should comply the mass carry rule under the NTC Memorandum Circular 4-08-88, which states that cable television operators must carry the TV signals on the channel that they are transmitting. Sky Cable had argued that it has no available cable channel space since its channel all carry the signal feeds of other broadcast stations as well as programming of third-party providers. This particular argument cannot be given weight or for obvious reasons by requiring a CATV system to carry the CATV signals on channel in which a TV station is transmitting. A corresponding obligation had been imposed on the CATV operator to reserve or pre-op that particular channel in order to carry the signals of the said network. That's what the NTC said. Same happened few years again with the TV5 and Sky Cable, in which TV5 executives on Monday formally filed a complaint against Sky Cable before the NTC, accusing that ABS-CBN owned cable operator of refusing to air Action TV, the free-to-air 24-hour sports and news channel of the TV5 network. TV5 President Racy Espinosa also said that Sky Cable's refusal to air and allot a channel to Action TV on its cable operations amounts to unfair competition and violates NTC rules on the treatment of free-to-air content. The NTC Memorandum Circular 4-08-88, referred to as the mass carry rule, requires cable networks to accommodate free-to-air channels as access to the same redounds to the rights and privileges of television consumers. And that ends my presentation. Thank you for listening.